The push and pull of Athletes Unlimited is intense, especially for players with the world on a string. Katie O'Donnell unleashed her talents. This opening goal is a sign of great things to come. The tireless work of Lindsay Mccone paid big dividends 2 days ago, a whopping 3 times over. Arm in arm, we're all in this together with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. A gorgeous day for a big game. You're watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by our official sustainability partner, Aspiration. Today from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland, it's a matchup of unbeatens this week as Team Team Apuzzo takes the field against the team captained by Taylor Moreno. A very pleasant welcome to you. Alongside Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland, I'm Joe Beninati. This is going to be a great game. If you're Team Apuzzo, how do you go about solving Taylor Moreno?
Well, first of all, Taylor Moreno does a great job in the goal, but her biggest weakness is shots in tight. So if Team Apuzzo can move the ball quickly and find that open cutter on the inside, that'll be the biggest benefit for them.
Courtney, let's give folks a refresher on how things are conducted with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 56 players broken up into 4 teams. The squads change every Monday via captain's draft, and the quest to crown just one individual champ covers a unique scoring system.
Individual statistics are how you can move up the leaderboard. You score a goal, make a save, cause a turnover. However, you need to have consistent play on the field because anything on the negative side, a turnover, is very costly.
You and I share a fondness for great two-way midfielders in this sport, and Ali Mastriani is someone who definitely qualifies in that category.
She is dynamic throughout the field. Both ends, you notice her from the draw control to the defensive end, as well as scoring goals. She's been cutting as of late, using her speed, her quickness to get open offensively. But whenever she sees a lane, you're going to see her take it. And right here, cutting at the right place, right time. Nice, strong finishes inside for Ali Mastriani.
She commands your attention. It's a combination of speed, size, power, and she keeps improving in this her rookie year. If we flip the script, we land on the name Courtney Fortunato, and that jersey should come with warning labels attached to it. Extremely explosive.
Courtney Fortunato has done a great job. If you look at her from her last game, she was attacking from all over the field. Challenging from X, you see nobody was on her hands right there, so she took the space that was given to her, and then flipping the switch offensively, she started challenging from up top. Doing a little fake flip with her teammate, mixing up the defense, having a nice shot on the run down the alley.
It was an ordinary sort of ho-hum first week of the season for Fortunato. Thursday was much more like what we came to expect last summer. And when you have a game like that, 4 goals, 2 assists, your team wins, you're going to move up the leaderboard. If you're Courtney Fortunato, she was at the very bottom of the leaderboard. She jumped up 14 spots. Ella Simpkins, Katie O'Donnell finding themselves on that list, as well as Ali Mastriani, who's moved among the top 15 overall. We are getting set for game time. Chance for us to visit with team captain and starting netminder and Taylor Moreno. All right, Agent 77, what's the biggest key to slowing down Team Apuzzo?
For us, it's going to be being composed defensively, taking care of the transition. We just have to be better in that. And then just at the end of the day, putting the ball in the back of the net on the other end.
Keep your concentration, Taylor. We appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Taylor Moreno, her team in gold. Team Apuzzo's squad dressed in blue. Second of 2 today. Game 10 on the season, 24 in this campaign total. Earlier today, it was Team Arsenal, an 11-7 victor over the squad led by Amanda Johansson. Joe and Courtney with you as we set up shop in this one. 2 teams victorious back on Thursday. Team Moreno downing Team Arsenal 12-10. Fortunato going to the cage. Snapshot, she scores! Taking right off where she left off from Thursday night.
You have a lot more space in Athletes Unlimited. It's just 6-on-6. So as soon as Courtney Fortunato received the ball from behind, she saw that the farthest slide was a distance away. That meant she had a one-on-one with Ella Simpkins in blue right there. As she's challenging it up and around that strong side, taking her defender topside. As soon as she could get her arms free, reaching up and around, that led to the first goal for the team in gold.
Courtney was telling us, it was ski trips when she was young that brought the family together. There she sort of slaloms from back behind the cage to make it a 1-0 advantage in the game's first 27 seconds. The officials are Lynn Bowers, Ronnie Anton, Devin Holcomb, and Patty Kletcher-Porter today. We're at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Draw control for Kayla Wood, give her 2 points. The athletes pick up points on the leaderboard with individual stat points by winning collectively as a team each quarter and per game, and after the game through MVP voting. Moreno, guarding the goal for her side in goal, began the day #1 on the leaderboard. Season 2 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, here's Charlotte North, hovering at the 8-meter key. Score from behind there, 2 points for your team, 16 for yourself. Mastriani on the go, kicks it to Apuzzo. Apuzzo looking to the slot, well defended. Keira Pelton was there. Shot clock is at 20. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. North to go. Sweeping, finds the inside, beautiful kick save. Moreno, dynamite on O'Donnell, who's asking for the reset of the shot clock. She'll get it. Moreno, who had 13 saves on Thursday, makes a pretty kick stop in the first 2 minutes today. O'Donnell to an open North, who has Cookie Carr hung up. Carr, the veteran, North, the rookie. Charlotte, from the bad angle, sent it wide. Closest to the ball when it leaves the field on a shot, that belongs to Sam Apuzzo.
So you look in your upper right-hand side right now, we get to see the goalie cam. Excellent step, challenge to that shot, able to negate it, Taylor Moreno, keeping her team with the 1-up lead. North on the isolation. Charlotte over the shoulder, fires that one high. Backed up again on the end line. Sam Geiersbach is there. Geiersbach drifting in. Rookie from North Carolina. Good defensive work. Crunching check was put on by Molly Little. She has the cause turnover. That's 12 points. That's as good as scoring a goal for 66 in the gold jersey. Excellent defensive effort. She was all over the hands of her attacking player, throwing checks. That's how you create a turnover, not giving them much space to work with, getting them jammed up. You want the attacker backing up. That's when you know you're doing your job on the defensive end of the field. Scotty Rose Growney, another former Tar Heel, on the split dodge from right to left, ran right into her teammate Mastriani, who made the takeaway, the cause turnover, and into the fast break. Mastriani on the go. Geiersbach, score! Ali Mastriani getting herself on the board early. From the great defensive footwork right here that caused turnover. There was a foul, but the referees let it play on. Ali Mastriani legging it out in the middle of the open field. A 4v3, finding Sam Geiersbach, one of her Carolina teammates, in transition. Defensively, slides a little slow, moving around that crease, so Geiersbach was able to get a nice, easy shot on goal, evening the score 1-1. Sam Geiersbach gets her 4th of the season. This is week 2 of 4 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2. For every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited campaign, Aspiration is planting 10 trees. Heading into today, that number was at 750 and counting. Thanks so much to Aspiration for their support, our official sustainability partner. Inside the draw circle, Girardi and Mastriani to go. Official Julie Wakes setting him up. The draw control belongs to Little. Little gets it quickly for Jamie Ortega. Ortega, #1 all-time goals scored at North Carolina. Sharing the rock with McPartland and Molly Stevens, who works the far flank. Girardi, the rookie from Northwestern, hawked there by Katie O'Donnell. O'Donnell off of a 2-goal performance. Look inside, Scotty Rose Growney. No time wasted on the quick stick. Girardi dominating from the draw. She easily had that ball in her stick. Team Moreno taking their time offensively. As Girardi kicked it out to the side, it seemed like Ortega had a lot of time to feed that ball inside. Scotty Rose Growney was open, almost pitching a tent in there before that ball was received to her. Soon as it was in her stick, she was able to get rid of it quickly. Just a nice little redirect. We see her catch, turn, and finish. Almost a quick stick, all while getting fouled essentially in the process. Tremendous patience and wherewithal as she was receiving that shot and finishing with another goal.
Scotty Rose Growney, native of Pennsylvania, grew up going to indoor games in the NLL, Major League Lacrosse outdoor games, dreaming of being a pro. This is the way you add up your point totals individually, the breakdown for individual stats. 12 there on the board for Scotty Rose Growney, who has a 2 this summer, did so back in the opening week. That's worth 16. 2-1 advantage. Fortunato and Growney sandwiching a strike around Geyer's back. Apuzzo yielding for Kerrigan Miller. Miller on the job against Girardi, rolling back. Lost it there as it came out of her cross. It was deflected by Girardi. On the end line, the officials are going to keep possession for Charlotte North and Team Apuzzo. North hedging in against Cookie Carr. Charlotte North, she of the lethal outside shot, has been sharing the ball early in her rookie career. Good feeder as well. Geyer's back watching her idol Apuzzo working now. 10 seconds to shoot. O'Donnell creeping in here off the roll dodge. Lost it. 5 seconds to shoot. Stiff defensive work turned in again by Molly Little on the caused turnover. That's a +12 and a ground ball for her in one fell swoop. Van Thoff working back, trying to find a numbers advantage. No break here for Ortega. Scotty Rose Growney outside the 8-meter key. And balancing up with Fortunato, who waits for Lindsay Mccone to jog in off the sideline. Ortega on the go, dealing with Lizzie Colson. Great catch, score! On the way down, Fortunato remains hot as a pistol.
Defense showing that it translates into offense. Another great double team for Team Moreno as they transition that ball from their defensive end. It culminated into goal number 3 for them. Patience offensively as they got their numbers on the field and were able to come up with goal number 3.
Charlotte North and Team Apuzzo have some catching up to do. When we get you back to USA Lacrosse headquarters, we'll take a look at the great 88 in action. In the meantime, Ortega and her offensive machine rolling. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is brought to you by Aspiration, the global leader in sustainability as a service. Whole lot of fun, whole lot of intensity on these faces in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse's second season. Today we are enjoying Sam Apuzzo's squad against Taylor Moreno's. Marie McCool already has a win in the banks earlier, a 11-7 win with Team Arsenal. Just getting going, 3-1 advantage for Team Moreno. 20 points are on the line for the team that wins the individual quarter. All 14 players would be bonused 20. Folks, listen up. Premier Lacrosse League action coming. Next week's games are at Barton Stadium in Denver. That's the home of the University of Denver Pioneers. The Cannons and the Redwoods starting a 4-pack of games Friday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Saturday's 3 games will all be coming your way exclusively on ESPN Plus. The Cannons with Lyle Thompson and Ryan Drenner tearing it up. As we return to the field here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, Team Apuzzo. Off in the distance there is Charlotte North. We go into the game brought to you by Air National Guard and the very friendly Charlotte North.
Hi, Sam. See you around. Woo. Sam. How long has that happened for you guys? When everyone's like,
I go by Sam.
And you go by Sammy?
I go by Sammy, yeah, I guess.
Wait, you go by Sam?
I go by Sam.
But to everyone except for
Acacia.
KO, flip! I like sat on you. Sorry. That's 2. Let's go! Double, move it twice! Go! Ready, Al.
Charlotte North knows her way to a good scoring play. Outstanding rookie in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, two-time Tewaaraton Award winner at Boston College. She began her collegiate career at Duke. As we go inside the draw circle, North and Apuzzo trailing by 2. Team Moreno with a couple of goals in the last, 90-plus seconds. A little bit more than a minute and a half, and Ali Mastriani comes up with a draw control, sprinting to the cage. Mastriani fires, just missed it on Moreno, backed up by Sam Apuzzo. Apuzzo, who has scored a goal in every game of her Athletes Unlimited career, had her pass picked off by Trenchard, the reigning Defender of the Year out of North Carolina in NCAA Division I play.
Excellent matching of the sticks by Trenchard, number 91 in gold. Doing it against Sam Apuzzo, nonetheless. Captain for her team. She also won a Tewaaraton Award during her time as a collegiate athlete.
Lindsay Mccone made a move up the Geico leaderboard in the last outing. She picked up a hat trick, 46 in the goal, playing catch here with Ortega. You see the leaderboard now. This one towards the cage, and Katie Glynn waiting at the end of the line. Katie Glynn, one of 3 netminders now, over 2,000 points on the leaderboard career, stretching over 2 seasons. As North is badgered by Carr, the quick restart sends in Sydney Pareca to the waiting Van Thoff. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. 10-on-10 in Athletes Unlimited. The goals are 75 yards apart. North loves that sky whammy fake, then she zips one. That's turned away by Moreno. Charlotte so good at generating space. Enough room to unleash her hands.
That's right. I think defensively, Cookie Carr is off of her a little bit too much, which if she has her hands free, she's definitely going to take that shot. But kudos to Emma Trenchard for having that turnover. She ran the ball out off of that shot. That's 12 points for her. She gets a caused turnover.
On the move, this drive from Fortunato misses the target. A historic day in the world of Athletes Unlimited. First time we've had 2 sports on at the same time in the same day. Fortunato waiting and fires. She scores. Fortunato taking care of the lacrosse, as we also have Athletes Unlimited softball unfolding today.
Courtney Fortunato, she has been feeling it offensively these last 2 games. Both games she's wearing gold jerseys, obviously. We see just defensively, they're not breaking their feet down against her. Courtney Fortunato, very fast, shifty, challenges hard towards the cage, very explosive in her movements. As soon as the slide was coming for her, she just pumped, really had time to wind up and give herself a power shot. It's her second on the day.
She shoots laser beams. She didn't start lacrosse, Courtney, until the 4th grade. She really didn't like it at first. But it's turned out to be a terrific sport for her. She bags her 8th after having only 1 goal all of last weekend in 3 outings. Girardi back in the draw circle with Mastriani. The draw possession to the sideline. Ortega trying to keep it alive. Wiping out over the sideline in a sprint with Lizzie Colson. The officials awarding the ball to Team Moreno in gold. When we began play today, Taylor Moreno, the netminder, number 1 on the leaderboard overall. We crowned just 1 champion. All names go into the book of Unlimited, all the competitors. 4 medals handed out at the end of 4 weekends of play this season. Ortega on the move. Flash cut there. Stevens missed the mark. Fortunato backed it up well. Finding Stevens for the quick stick. Score! Molly Stevens. It's 4 unanswered for Team Moreno.
Keeping the ball hot is what's most important right now, and that's where Moreno just found success with her team offensively. We saw from Ortega to a quick shot inside, Stevens to Fortunato, to then once again Stevens. It's almost like the defense forgot about her after they left her off of that first shot. She was able to post up right on that far post, and Fortunato seeing her wide open. Nice little quick stick inside. Defensively, they seem a bit disorganized for the team in blue, but Team Moreno capitalizing right now.
Molly, who's done some fine work in the past as a director and coach of Mad Dog Orange County Lacrosse, out in the state of California. A couple of goals 42 seconds apart. 4 in a row now for Moreno. Growney, Fortunato twice, and Stevens opening up a 5-1 advantage, similar to the lead that Dempsey Arsenault had in the earlier game today, as Team Arsenault downed Team Johansson 11-7. Lauren Gilbert again excellent, although in a losing effort. She had another hat trick, the fine rookie setting the pace in goals in Athletes Unlimited. Wood kicks it ahead. Trenchard there in a battle, and it's Emma Trenchard with the ground ball and draw possession, only to hand it right to Sam Apuzzo. Clever attacker will drift back behind the cage with a little bit less than 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Charlotte North stepping in against Cookie Carr. Little jab step, fires, answered by Moreno, crossing over to her weak side. She took that low bouncer in stride. 6 points for the goalies when they make a save, -1 for the shooters when they have a shot stopped. This is Girardi looking inside. Scotty Rose. Growney will pivot and get out of that 8-meter key. On the flip for Van Thoff. Wood putting the pressure on and forcing the turnover. Taken on the run by Lizzie Colson, Team USA defender. Sprints between riders and flips for O'Donnell. Katie O'Donnell, who was an All-American at Penn State, had to watch out there as Little was sneaking up on her. 6-on-6 at this end. Timeout called, stoppage in play at the very least. And we're going to get a green card. 32nd player up. Girardi is leaving. Player up now for Team Apuzzo. On the delay of game call, cost 30. Alex Ost-Holman straight away on this player up formation. They switch it to Mastriani. From the wing, Huff looking to O'Donnell. That's too hot to handle. It's a turnover in the latter stages of this opening quarter. Just 30 seconds to operate. Everybody in gold is about to win 20 points. You win 20 points for winning collectively as a team. 5-1 advantage and the ball. Assuredly, 20 points are coming for Team Moreno. A whole lot of gold has been featured at the top of the leaderboard in this week 2 of 4 in Athletes Unlimited. Final 5 seconds to go. Ball down. Colson has it. We've played 10 minutes in Sparks, Maryland. And after 1 quarter, Team Moreno, the 5-1 advantage. Cookie Carr backing it up defensively. There's the 20 points won for each player, all the 14 on the roster dressed in gold. We're 1 quarter of the way through this one. Enjoying the Athletes Unlimited action on ESPN. From the opening draw, once again, it's been Fortunato all around the goal circle, making life miserable on Katie Glenn. Lacrosse fans at USA Lacrosse headquarters enjoying a beautiful sun-kissed day, temperatures in the mid-80s. Team Moreno, a 5-1 victor after the opening quarter. They banked the 20 points for the quarter win. As we are preparing for the second frame today, we remind you about Women's Euro Soccer, the final coming up on Sunday. Tomorrow morning, England, the host team, taking on Germany. Coverage starting 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It'll be a sold-out Wembley Stadium in London, over 90,000 in attendance. That'll be great to watch, as has the play been in the last couple of games, specifically of 15 in the gold. Courtney Fortunato has been one difficult player to cover.
Courtney Fortunato has really turned things on these last 2 games, wearing that gold jersey. She's been challenging with the ball on her stick. She's been cutting inside. She sees her lanes well. When they're there, she takes it. And most importantly, her shooting accuracy is on par.
What a difference a week makes, huh? 1 goal in 3 games last weekend. Erupting, awakening is her offense so far in the 2 games this weekend. She's got 10 points, 3 goals and an assist today for Courtney Fortunato. class of 2017 at Notre Dame, 4 times an All-American, and one of the very, very rare players in Athletes Unlimited court who has a 5-goal game to her ledger. That's the league record for most strikes in a single contest. All of it backed up by Moreno. Katie Glynn at her end. Touched on this one earlier today. 3 goalies now in Athletes Unlimited history have gone over the 2,000 career leaderboard point totals. Glynn among those with her handiwork. You get a couple of points if you control the draw on your individual tally. Mccone will take a turn now against Mastriani, who's been a regular for Team Apuzzo in blue. Award the possession to Team Apuzzo. Very, very strange to see her side trailing by 4 points. Apuzzo, one of the few players who has not lost a game in Athletes Unlimited so far this season. This is overall game 10 of 24. O'Donnell kicks it into gear, working the weave with Mastriani. Little hedging out quickly. She's been in an ornery mood defensively today. North fakes the flip. Little hidden ball game with Apuzzo. Well outside the key, Miller. Kerrigan Miller on the split dodge, rolling back inside, right into a double. Long range, the 2, turned aside by Moreno, who has been rock solid as usual between the pipes.
She's doing an excellent job thus far on those shots from downtown. Her eyes are locked in on that. We saw Charlotte North almost trying to sneak up on her to create the cause turnover on the clear. We'll have to keep an eye out for that to see if she's able to catch her, looking to clear the ball and not aware of her surroundings.
Charlotte North does have 1,000,001 moves. Very, very clever. Prone to trickery. Right now watching her side work defensively against Fortunato. Fortunato isolating against Colson around the screen set by Scotty Rose Grounding. This is McPartland, high-scoring midfielder out of the University of Maryland. I mean high-scoring as in 60-plus goals in single seasons past. Vanthof snaps that one right on the button. Fortunato inside with the shot clock at 4. One more forced pass that hit O'Donnell, and it'll be Sam Apuzzo ball. It should be, although official Julie Wakes wants a word.
So off of a pass, that should not be a yellow card. It should only be off of a shot.
That wasn't a shot.
No. That was an attempt to feed the ball inside.
Now we see the officials making the dangerous follow-through motion as they report to the table. And the card has been presented. This could easily, if they're talking about that pass that struck the player, this should be challenged by the facilitator. Facilitators for Team Moreno, it's Nicole Flores. For Team Apuzzo, it's Amber Hill. And we are going to get a challenge with just 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Lindsay Mccone with a look of disbelief on her face.
And rightly so. It looks like the facilitator for Team Moreno, Nicole Flores, is looking for a challenge. There's a limited number of items that you can have a challenge for. Captains or facilitators can do that call. Goals, 2-point goals, dangerous shots, false starts, and they had called it a dangerous follow-through on this or a dangerous shot. Either one, they are looking to have that challenge overturned.
Lynn Bowers, Patty Kletcher-Porter checking out the replay review. As the signal was motioned to the table, there was a shooting follow-through type motion. This is the play we're looking at. The Mccone pass intended for Vanthof that struck O'Donnell. And Courtney, you've said it from time and again that when a player is hit by a shot, definitely dangerous shot, but that was a pass, in my estimation at least. Mccone here with the scoop, and she's going to be looking for Vanthof. And that hit O'Donnell.
I think after they watch this, they're going to easily have an overturn on that call. It was not a shot. Clear pass to the inside. And as O'Donnell stepped in front of the pass, rightly so, it's just a pass.
We didn't see any dangerous follow-through around the head, did we? Or around the hands, arms? Although we've learned that the hands are part of the cross on a follow-through. That shouldn't be ruled. But Patty Kletcher-Porter and Lynn Bowers are going through it to make sure. There, as Courtney was itemizing a few moments ago, you see those things that can be challenged by facilitators and captains. Lindsay Mccone is in the box after this. I don't believe that's a shot. I think that's a pass that hit Katie O'Donnell.
I mean, her eyes were locked in on Van Thoff. If that was a shot, which again, I do not believe at all, the direction of what it was a very soft shot at that.
$5-1 if you're just tuning in. It was 5-1 after the opening 10 minutes. Taylor Moreno, her side, getting a hat trick in the opening quarter from Fortunato. Tallies from Growney and Stevens as well. The lone strike for Team Apuzzo. Sam Geyer's back. That leveled the score at 1. So it's 4 unanswered for Moreno in gold, and the officials continue to take an awfully long time. Courtney, I'm wondering, I know I've sent you the rule book, and I know that it's in your possession. I'm not sure about dangerous pass. Dangerous shot, yes, but dangerous pass would be news to me. An extensive review on this challenge. Lindsay Mccone is hoping to get a get out of jail free card.
Now, out of the dangerous fouls, there's propelling, play, stick in the sphere.
Let's hear from Lynn Bowers. Go right ahead, Lynn.
Okay, the ruling on the field is going to be overturned. After further review on the play, when the gold player looked like was passing to a player inside the 8 and the blue player stepped into the path of the direction of the ball after it was released. So therefore, there will not be a card. Because there was no possession gained, and we're going to have to go with AP to determine who gets possession of the ball, and in this case, it's going to be gold.
AP alternating possession. Thank you, Lynn. We appreciate it. Very thorough there on the details. 5-1 for Team Moreno. As we're about to see Lindsay put her goggles back, get the mouth guard in, and return to play.
And you saw the big smile on her face. She knew what that pass was intended for. And as I had mentioned before, Katie O'Donnell, who moved into that pass, you know, that's exactly what the referees saw, hence the overturn of the call. The AP, the automatic possession, it alternates depending upon if the foul, the possession, they aren't sure of who had it, or in fact when nobody has the ball.
So Sam Apuzzo and her side in come from behind mode, which has been a rarity. Last week, Sam was 3-0, dressed in orange as a captain. Apuzzo's squad victorious comfortably over Amanda Johansson, 12-6 back on Thursday. One more game to go for Team Apuzzo after this one today. It'll be against Team Arsenal. You can see that one tomorrow, 1 Eastern on ESPN+, as the officials now are huddling up, trying to sort out the time remaining that should be on the shot clock. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse.
You know, if I can remember, I believe that's why she was getting the pass inside to her teammate, because there wasn't a ton of time left on the clock. Might have been single digits, or it was at least in the low double digits. And Sam Apuzzo still pleading the case for her team.
With a wry smile on her face, as Lynn Bowers continues to make her assessment. The original card, the foul called against Lindsay Mccone, has been taken off of the score sheet. Lindsay will be out there, will continue to play a 10-on-10. And the judgment has been made to put 4 ticks, that's 4 seconds left on the shot clock. New record, Court, new record, longest delay of the summer right here. But get it right. That's what the officials want to do, is get things correct, get things back in order, and now we will resume play with a boatload of time in the half, a little bit more than 8 minutes with which to work. Mccone tiptoes the circle. This will be a shot clock violation and a circle entry there for Mccone. So Team Apuzzo has it, down by 4 points.
And we've seen different strategies in the ride. Midfielders getting in, packing it in quickly, which is obviously what the team in gold was choosing to do. Other times, pressure, not allowing the ball to cross that midfield line easily. Both styles proving effective. Right now, it's Team Moreno with get in the hole, get set, and get prepared defensively.
Little continues to have a stalwart game defensively. She just forced a turnover. The help comes from Cookie Carr. Moreno's been great in goal, yes, Courtney, but the players dressed in gold defensively have been excellent, putting up a force field in front of her against the highest scoring team in all of Athletes Unlimited to this point. Whether Apuzzo's been in orange or blue, her group has been gangbusters on the scoreboard. No goals in this second frame. There are 20 points available for whomever wins the quarter. Everybody on your roster, all 14 players, would receive the 20. Vanthoff rolling in against Miller. No shooting angle there. One-handed flick for Scotty Rose Growney. Looping it over the top. Shot clock at 15. McPartland against Wood. Two-player game with Fortunato setting the screen. Shot clock at 7. Scotty Rose Growney, top side. Good defensive work there. Right at her hands was Ella Simpkins.
Looks like 2 seconds are being added to the shot clock as they are awarding an 8-meter free position. All 8 meters are taken from that center hash in Athletes Unlimited.
Scotty Rose Growney has 2-point shooting distance. Will she step back or will she go to the goal? She inches in. Glynn kicks it away with her foot. Courtney, in seasons past, we've seen Athletes Unlimited players at the free position step back and crank up a 2. Scotty Rose Growney has that kind of shooting range. She elected to get inside the key, though, and Glynn was waiting.
She has that kind of range. I just don't think there was enough time on the shot clock for her to be able to do that.
Great point. North with it. Charlotte North isolating on the outside, hovering there against Cookie Carr. On the redodge. Gets the middle, bluffs behind the back, fires. Rang that one off the outside of the post. Ricochet down, overrun by O'Donnell. Great scoop there by 9 in the blue. Apuzzo with a fresh 60. Sam, who twisted a knee the other day. That left knee is fully sleeved today. Inside, great save! Moreno, highway robbery on Huff. End to end, it's Trenchard. Emma Trenchard on the go. Looking for Stevens, that's deflected. Scotty Rose Growney overruns the ground ball. Lizzie Colson comes out of there with it with the help of Katie Glynn. Fabulous stop at the other end.
Excellent save in tight by Taylor Moreno. That's her second in tight save, proving me wrong when I said that was a key to success of what Team Apuzzo was going to need to do. She's been denying the shots from a distance, denying them in tight. I'm not quite sure what it's going to take to score a goal on her.
Already a handful of stops for Moreno. For every one she makes, she gets 6 points. Apuzzo looking for 12. When you score, you get 12 in Athletes Unlimited for your individual leaderboard stat point. Charlotte North going to goal, one of the goal-scoring leaders in the early going this summer. Alex Ost Holman hovering, now goal line extended. Shot clock at 15. Great takeaway check. Guess who there? Right on the job was Girardi, but there was a foul called. We need to step away. Taylor Moreno, Team Apuzzo, squaring off today. Nobody on the board in the second quarter yet. The goalies have been tip-top. And Captain Moreno, used to putting 200-plus leaderboard points on. She's on her way there again today. Courtney, Boston College, the Eagles, they produce tremendous lacrosse talents, especially recently that have vaulted into Athletes Unlimited. There's Sam Apuzzo in a coaching role.
Sam Apuzzo was one of the players who took Boston College and put them on the map, continually competing in the national championship weekend. And then it took another player, Charlotte North. She did a great job of, number one, getting them their first national championship. Ultimately, it was her switching from Duke to Boston College, but she said she had the freedom to just play at BC. Really appreciated Acacia Walker, Kayla Trainer, and then Sam Apuzzo last year stepping up and being those true leaders for her as coaching.
There we see the Eagles revival in Athletes Unlimited. Kenzie Kent was so terrific, playing two sports, in fact, a three-time Frozen Four participant in ice hockey. Courtney Taylor, excellent rookie, covers a lot of ground. The others are extremely well-known names. And in Athletes Unlimited, Sam Apuzzo is wearing a microphone for us today. Let's go into the game with the captain.
I've done tails every time. I've lost everyone, so I was like, I'll try heads. And it worked.
Tails never fails.
Well, it's lost me everyone. It's really failing.
Hey, that was a good possession. We didn't finish, but that was good. We were moving.
I like it.
Nice, Shelly. On your back, on your back, on your back. Wait, what? How? She just tripped. That's not a call. How is that, after everything else, is that a call? It's the lightest push ever.
Sam is not afraid to make her opinions felt to the officials. I guess that carries over from your coaching days too, right?
Yeah, you have to be able to communicate with the referees, and all the players do it here in jest. But if you look at Sam Apuzzo as a player, 7 straight games with over 100 leaderboard points. She's an integral part of being a player on the field.
Nice pass inside. Moreno is locked in. She just stuffed Pareca on the doorstep. Handful plus now. That's 6 saves for Moreno. And several of them have been sparklers. Nobody is on the board yet in this quarter. Those 20 points are alive for the team that wins the individual frame. 5-1 for Moreno after one. Fortunato had 3 of those 5 for the team dressed in gold. Girardi on the go, sweeping left. She scores! A wicked shot from Jill Girardi.
Again, it's the team in gold. They are feeling their offensive prowess on the field. Katie Glynn is a tough goalkeeper at that, but right now she is not necessarily seeing the ball too well. In that last instance, we see that she was screened by her own defensive player, Kayla Wood. Makes it difficult to see where the ball is coming out of the attacker stick. Jill Girardi right here, hard challenge to the middle, and then again that player in blue probably getting in the way of Katie Glynn seeing the ball.
Shooting percentage has been really good for Moreno's team today, 6 of 8. Girardi factors in with her 3rd of the season. She always tells us she wants to play a spunky brand of lacrosse. And look at that shooting percentage for Moreno. Overall, in the last 8 salvos on Katie Glynn, 6 of them have hit pay dirt. Less than 4 minutes to go in the opening half. Joe and Courtney with you. Big tip of the cap to all the men and women in our technical crew for all of their efforts this week. An early day starting today. We began with a 1 o'clock Eastern Time tilt. MC Arsenal's squad an 11-7 victor over Team Johansson. In that game, Hallie Majorana had 3 goals and 2 assists.
We see a change. Sam Apuzzo obviously electing to take the draw, won it easily to herself. She has a lot of specialists for draw takers herself, Ali Mastriani, Charlotte North.
And I've asked you this from time to time, Courtney. Are there particular players who have certain draw moves that work well against others? Are there particular matchups that you might prefer?
Yeah, if somebody's pushing strong, pulling hard, you want to be able to combat that. And that's exactly what Sam Apuzzo just did. But right now, Team Apuzzo, they are going to have a 60-second player-up offensive play right now due to the yellow card.
That card assessed to Molly Little. She'll have a seat. Player up now for Apuzzo in blue. Pick off. Cause turnover. Takeaway Emma Trenchard. Trenchard shorthanded for Team Moreno. Knocked down to the deck by O'Donnell. With 3 minutes to go in the opening half.
And the shot clock continues to count down at this point. Obviously, the team in gold, they are down. We have seen teams score being shorthanded, but as we watch right here, Emma Trenchard on the screen to the right. Excellent job keeping her eye on the ball, intercepting that pass. Heads up play for the defender.
You don't have to worry about leaving Emma Trenchard out there on an island. She can play that extremely well. Glynn with a response on McPartland's attempted two. Katie Glynn brings it back now for Team Apuzzo with the help of Lizzie Colson. Colson, who has been playing extremely well in this, her first season of Athletes Unlimited. She's #1 in caused turnovers. We told you when you do that, it's just like scoring a goal in terms of your individual stat line. Apuzzo waiting. Her team limited to just one Sam Geyersbach goal. The drought is at 15 minutes. Huff working inside off the post. When Moreno's been beaten, the iron's been in the way. McPartland comes up with a scoop. Final 1:45 of the opening half. Speaking of Taylor Moreno, a special feature coming up on her at the half. Stay with us. Highlights and stats coming your way too as Fortunato wants the ball. Courtney Fortunato, number 15 in the gold, had a first quarter hat trick today. It's 6-1 at the moment, the last 5 goals on the board for Team Moreno.
That was one of the best offensive possessions that we've seen for Team Apuzzo in quite some time.
Turnover. Giving the ball back to Sam Apuzzo's squad. Team Apuzzo has not converted its last 9 shot attempts. 60 seconds to play in the half, 50 on the shot clock. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Maybe time to see an interior pass to Alex Ostholman, who's usually so good posting up inside for slam dunks and layups around the cage. Keep your eyes on 34 in blue. Apuzzo off the redodge. Well played by Carr. Hedging way outside the 8-meter key. 33 seconds left. North off the split from left to right. Huff changed the point of attack. Mastriani, big face dodge move. She was hit inside. Thought she was fouled, but none is called. Another defensive stand for Team Moreno. Last shot if they want it in this quarter. Shot clock turned off. 13 seconds left to operate. McPartland on the go. Undercut there by Colson. That hurt. That looked to be knee on knee, shin on shin. And McPartland slow to get back up. The athletic trainers for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse provided by MedStar Health.
We see Kelly McPartland right here. Their feet might have been tangled a little bit, which is, as we watch this replay yet again, looks like that right foot of McPartland, the left foot of Lizzie Colson, a little bit of a tangle. Referees did call a foul. I think they're going to add a few more seconds back to the shot clock as the clock wound down a little bit when she was on the ground.
Kelly McPartland, in week 1, Court, she was drafted 36th. In week 2, she jumped all the way up to the 12th pick. That's what happens when you have a strong week. And we do the draft every Monday with you. John Brickley is your host. You can see it on YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern. These teams will shuffle. The captains will be the top 4 on the leaderboard once we're done tomorrow. Officials chatting at the table. Patty Clutchup-Porter with the paperwork in hand. They are going to adjust the time remaining in the half to 6 seconds. Mccone. Pass to the interior, deflected. Girardi has it in her cross as the first half comes to its conclusion. Team Moreno, the only point, the only goal in the second quarter, so they win the 20 again. 40 points for them in terms of the quarter sweeps in 1 and 2. 6-1 advantage after 20 minutes. Stick around, special feature on Taylor Moreno coming up. Moreno's squad has been good to go at the offensive end, and the captain's been great in goal. Great to have you along. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. We're at the USA Lacrosse headquarters. That's the home of the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame, where we honor the legends. We hope that you'll visit the museum. This Hall of Fame, established in the mid-50s, moved here in 2016. Great array of interactive exhibits. And the Richie Moran Gallery, which honors the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame inductees, the late Richie Moran, who passed away recently. 6-1, Team Moreno over Team Apuzzo at the halftime break. Fans are having a great time shooting on the shooter tutors here at USA Lacrosse. Taylor Moreno. Now, she's just a rookie, but she's playing like a 10-year pro. In the past, we've seen her get her kicks on the high school gridiron.
First a joke. We were kind of laughing about it with the football coaches, and then they kind of realized that they were going to be losing their starting kicker, so they were like, well, why don't you just come try out, we'll teach you how to kick it properly, and if it all works out, like, we'll try to get you on the team. So it was crazy because in order to play one of the boys' sports, you had to pass a fitness test as a girl for the state. So I had to go through basically a fitness test to be deemed physically able to compete with the boys. And let's just say it wasn't very, very hard. The guys on the team were super supportive. None of them were like, oh, there's a girl on the team or anything like that. They kind of protected me as though like I was their sister. They treated me exactly the same as the guy standing next to them. I played against Ali Kennedy's high school football team and Sam Geiersbach's high school football teams that season, and that was really funny because they were both at those respective games. Sam was actually in the band. And then Ali was watching it from the sidelines. So that was awesome to like have like those friends that came out and supported me and were there. I'm super grateful for it because I think it definitely taught me a lot about myself as an athlete, but it also gave me the opportunity to play a sport that I've grown up watching with my dad every Sunday, and then embracing the opportunity. Because I actually do think there were either one or two other girls after I graduated that ended up being kickers on their football team on the island. So it was super awesome to hear about that and to see that.
Courtney, Baltimore Ravens place kicker Justin Tucker on line one wants a competition against Taylor. He doesn't want to try and play goal against Taylor. Look at these numbers heading into play today.
Taylor Moreno showing that obviously she's not just a great goalkeeper, but the fact that she can play another sport, and football at that, learning how to kick and being successful at it, just shows that sky's the limit for any athlete. Monster totals for Moreno game by game. That's why she's number one on the leaderboard, and that's why we can go into the game with a captain keeper.
Ball's over, ball's in! Challenge, thank you. Thank you for doing that. I was gonna try to yell at you to like challenge. I'm like, there's just no way. I also think the defender in between you and whoever you just hit tipped it down too. So then my next question is, Nicole, if they called it not a card, then does it go to AP? So which we have now because they got AP off the draw. Okay, so just so you know.
Great call on that one.
So it should be our ball. If Joe was in my ear right now, then we'd have a problem.
The last thing I'm going to do, Taylor, is interrupt you. Not when you're stopping the ball like this. Team Moreno on the lead at the half. Courtney joins me for highlights right after these words on ESPN. It was a hot start for Team Moreno, and especially Courtney Fortunato. 3 of those 5 first quarter goals. Moreno sweeping through the quarter win points and a healthy 6-1 advantage after 20. Folks, don't miss your chance to see the excitement of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in person right here at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Tickets are available today at auprosports.com/tickets. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. Courtney's a 5-time national champion at Maryland, and she's all footloose up here as we get set for the highlights. But before we do that, defensively in front of Team Moreno, they have been especially good. What have you liked the most?
You know, I think their philosophy of getting into the hole, they're not trying to pressure in the midfield, they're just getting back, they're getting set, and it's proving fruitful for them. They're ready for any offensive challenges, the one-on-ones, they're matching the cutters easily, but I think it's largely in part due to getting set up quickly.
Last week, it was a sleepy performance for Courtney Fortunato. This weekend, the alarm clock is ringing loudly, and she's responded.
You know, she is set up to do well With Team Moreno in that gold jersey, she is feeling confident. She's challenging from all over. We've seen her with a couple goals from around the backside of the cage, starting at X. And then inside, she's cutting right place, right time. She's asking for the ball, and she has a lot of pressure all over her. All eyes are on her because she's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Team Moreno. But then she basically repeated the same goal from her very first one of this game. Nice little challenge. The only difference was the slight hesitation before that slide came.
Powerful shooter, mixing in some acrobatics. Fortunato, who's been practically unstoppable. 6-1 for Moreno after 20 minutes, despite being outshot. The goalkeeping again of Taylor Moreno continues to be right up top there in terms of storylines. As we will get you back for the start of quarter number 3 in just a few moments. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN from Sparks, Maryland. New season, new merchandise right there in the background. New season, new week for Team Moreno, and they are running along with a 6-1 advantage at the half after 20. They've swept through the first and second quarters. Team Apuzzo trying to play catch-up in those quarter win points in the third and fourth. Taylor Moreno getting her defenders set. Job well done so far for Taylor with a half a dozen stops, and I would say 3 of those were of the red letter quality. Taylor, what did you like about your team defensively in the first 20 minutes today?
They're playing composed. We're really focusing on our matchups, and they're handling those one-on-ones and talking through everything, especially on those 2-man plays with Sam and Charlotte. So credit to them. Those guys are playing really, really smart. And we're just trying to stay composed and take care of the rest of the game.
So the message for the second half, what did you let your team know?
Obviously losing Jamie is pretty tough for us, so it's going to be a matter of taking care of the ball on both ends of the field, conserving our middies a little bit since they're going to be running some A mid and D mid shifts. So just a matter of making sure we save ourselves, play smart, no turnovers.
Taylor, we appreciate it. Thanks for breaking some news there as we look at Taylor Moreno on top of the MVP voting. After each game, you'll see the players with the tablets. They're putting in their MVP votes, and each player, there are 3 MVPs at the end of the game. The number 1 gets 45 points, 30, then 15, as Kayla Wood knows all about being an MVP last year. She was very highly ranked on the leaderboard, adjusting her goggles, just getting going in the third quarter. And we listened to Taylor say losing Jamie, that means no Ortega for the quarter 3 and 4.
And she was an important cog offensively. Obviously, from that left-hand side, she was able to facilitate a lot of the offense through her. And on the flip side, just being down a player, 1 extra player, 1 less set of legs on the field, just as she said, they're going to want to conserve their energy because a midfielder is going to need to step up and make some additional runs. Once
we're done with tomorrow's doubleheader, reminder that you can see that on ESPN+, but we'll be at the halfway mark tomorrow at the end of Sunday's play. Sam Apuzzo, heading into play today, her team had earned quarter win points in some 13 straight. Very odd to see her on the short end of the opening 2 quarters today. In blue, Team Apuzzo, Mastriani with the ball. Huff splitting around Mccone, sent it wide of Moreno, backed up there on the end line by Charlotte North. The only goal for Team Apuzzo to this point from Sam Geyer's back. North looking to change that inside roll. Spins back, score! Charlotte North.
Charlotte North did not show any quit in this play, bringing the ball in from the shot that went out of bounds. As soon as she brought it in, she had a little difficult time picking up that ground ball. Cookie Carr giving her a little too much space as she went for that check. As we see right here, lifting up a little bit. That nice little spin move is what opened up her arms to be able to take that shot. Watch it from one more angle. Right here, looked like number 83 in gold was holding her, detaining a little bit. So that's when the quick rollout from Charlotte North gave her the space to be able to shoot that ball.
First tally for Team Apuzzo in close to 19 minutes. North ends the drought. Apuzzo goes inside the draw circle against Lindsay Mccone and wins it to herself. It's popped free from her cross. O'Donnell comes up with a ground ball. A chance for Charlotte North and friends to put points back to back. North thinking about the 2. fakes, then fires. Moreno made the save. She saw it all the way, and Taylor can see herself almost 200 points up on the Geico leaderboard.
You know, it's so interesting. A lot of the players have talked about they don't even know what their statistics are individually. All they want to do is help their team out. And for Taylor Moreno, that means making saves, coming up with plays, starting her team's offense.
Apuzzo against Moreno, blue against gold. Earlier today in purple, Dempsey Arsenal's squad an 11-7 victor over Amanda Johansson in orange. High-scoring rookie Lauren Gilbert had 3 goals in the setback. Hallie Majorana had 3 and 2. Arsenal had a multi-goal performance for her side. One more game to go this weekend for all the teams. Team Apuzzo gets Team Arsenal tomorrow at 1. You can see that on ESPN+. Team Moreno against Team Johansson, 3:30, the Sunday start time, Eastern time. North hoping to heat up now in the third quarter, which exists for another 7+ minutes. O'Donnell goes through the weave with Mastriani against McCone. The feed inside. Apuzzo scores. Beautiful set play right there.
Team Apuzzo in the blue jerseys. There's so many who's who on this team. Ali Mastriani finding her U.S. teammate Sam Apuzzo right on the doorstep on that crease, waiting for the ball. She is so lethal around that goal circle, tremendously accurate, but it all started from this dodge of Ali Mastriani. All eyes were on her. As soon as the defense was shifting, it created that opening for Sam Apuzzo to slip into.
20 games now for Apuzzo in her Athletes Unlimited career. She's scored in every single one of them. Goes right back to the draw circle. Apuzzo and North back-to-back, making it a 3-point game. Just over 91 seconds apart. Mastriani on the feed gets +4 for the assist. Apuzzo +12 for the goal. 20 points on the line for the team that wins the quarter. Apuzzo gets control of another draw. The team in blue leading 2-0 in the third frame. O'Donnell setting up shop with Mastriani. Kelsey Huff is there to help. Huff, who has been a routine goal scorer as well. This her first trip through Athletes Unlimited. North with little hung up. Charlotte North drawing the double. Sliding over to help was Cookie Carr, who's had that matchup most of the day. Huff, 23 seconds to shoot. Ooh. Follow through, and the shot that came up high on Little, the defender. And this will be a yellow card.
The referees were all over that one, seeing that dangerous follow through the entire step of the way. Huff. And we had Little 66 looking to duck on that, but obviously the stick following through right into her head. Referees, again, keeping the game safe. All eyes are on the field right there.
Every moment matters in Athletes Unlimited, a compressed, really energetic, exciting season. The second season for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. It's season 3 for Athletes Unlimited Softball. Got underway yesterday. Historic day, both softball and lacrosse on the same day this Saturday, July 30th. Player up now in gold for Team Moreno. McPartland changed the point of attack. Girardi, big face dodge there. Simpkins was defending. Colson with a hustle on the end line. That's a forced turnover. You get 12 points this year when you hustle and win the ball on the end line. The pass, though, for Wood gets away. Ooh, Geyer's back was clipped up high by Keira Pelton. Pelton wears 31 in the gold as once more the whistles blare out.
You know, we're seeing different defensive style right now. Team Moreno choosing to pressure out farther as opposed to getting into the hole, playing that set-up defense. And that extra pressure is kind of opening up the offensive lanes for Team Apuzzo at this point.
Jill Girardi, the last player to strike for Team Moreno. Team Apuzzo going to work at the offensive end. Charlotte North. trying to lose Cookie Carr in the wash behind the cage. Sneaks, feeds, Geyer's back, fires, stopped there on the bounce shot by Moreno. She exploded into making that save. Textbook net minding. We'll get you back in just a few moments. More Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. When we do, a chair chat coming up with Sydney Parecka. Team Moreno doubling up Team Apuzzo. It's a 6-3 score overall, but Team Apuzzo, Sam's squad in blue with a 2-0 lead in the third quarter. If they win the third, it's 20 points for all 14 players on the roster. Coming up, Sunday Night Baseball for you. The matchup, the Cubs and the Giants, wrapping up a 4-game series at Oracle Park. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage beginning 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. With baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. Watch out for Chicago's Patrick Wisdom. He homered in the opener of that series for the Cubbies. We're involved with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse as they are continuing to be in the huddle. The only goals on the board in this third frame belong to Team Apuzzo.
Charlotte North coming in with the ball from out of bounds. She had a head full of steam. Her eyes were on the goal. She knew that the shot clock was winding down. And then another quick goal by Captain Sam Apuzzo, closing the gap to 6-3. But they lead this third quarter. They have 20 points so far if this score holds true.
We're about to conduct a little chair chat with Sydney Parecka. Sydney, former captain at the University of Florida. Sydney, there are a lot of captains. There are a lot of coaches. When you guys go into a huddle, who has the loudest voice?
I think, you know, we all, like you said, we're players, we're coaches, we're teammates, so we all have our own opinions. We all listen to each other. Obviously, Sam is our captain, and, you know, we respect her voice the most and what she wants to do. But we all put our own twist on it as coaches, and we kind of implement that in the field all around.
Sydney, what's been the biggest change here in the third quarter? You guys have scored 2 quick goals, and what do you need to keep doing in order to have that success again?
The change is the energy. I think we came out a little bit flat in the first quarter, even in the second quarter a little bit. So going into the locker room after halftime was just getting the energy up, getting a better mentality, taking control of this game, and taking it play by play instead of looking at it whole big picture.
Sydney, I'm sure for you and your defenders on Team Apuzzo, Courtney Fortunato's name had to be high on the list, scouting list. How do you slow her down?
I mean, Courtney Fortunato is a threat all over the field. You saw her Thursday night, scored 4 goals in all different, you know, positions. She can attack from anywhere. She is a threat from anywhere, so we're respecting her as best we can, getting hands on her early, getting slides on her early, and just respecting her as a very dominant player.
Sydney, obviously you're an amazing lacrosse player, but you also were a gymnast, a very highly competitive gymnast. Talk with us about the differences between the individual to a team sport.
Yeah, I mean, it's night and day, you know, going from an individualized sport where all the pressure is on you at all times to going to a team sport where you can rely on your teammates and your coaches. It's been a blessing to have teammates to rely on and just become, you know, more of a teammate rather than just an individual player.
Kerrigan Miller has just made it 3 in a row for your side. Sydney, what did you see from there?
I missed it. I just saw my teammates' hands go up.
At least you're honest. I do like that. Thanks very much for spending some time with us. We appreciate the insight.
Thanks, guys.
Sydney Parecka started in gymnastics, Courtney, at the tender age of 2 years old in gymnastics. To the cage, Miller makes it 3 unanswered now for Team Apuzzo.
You know, and I think about Sydney Parecka. She's so powerful on the field quick. I'm sure some of her best events would have been the vault, the floor exercise. I can only imagine her tumbling and going very high into the sky.
We're at the tail end of July now, right? She has a birthday coming up in a few weeks, couple weeks, August 13th. Girardi and Apuzzo. Things have turned inside the draw circle since Sam Apuzzo took over. Ali Mastriani had the starting assignment there on the draw. Apuzzo has definitely put things back into her favor. Mastriani is helping out along with Lizzie Colson around the circle. There's another possession for Team Apuzzo. 4 draw controls in a row. And along the sideline, in trouble there, Apuzzo using the timeout to keep the possession. 6-4 for Team Moreno in gold. Team Moreno not on the board yet in this third quarter. 3 tallies from Apuzzo, North, Apuzzo, and Miller back to back to back. Speaking of lacrosse, Premier Lacrosse League action, PLL play. Barton Stadium next weekend in Denver. That's the home of the Pioneers. The Cannons and the Redwoods starting the 4-pack of games. That's Friday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Saturday's 3 games exclusively coming up on ESPN Plus. With respect to the Redwoods, always fun to watch Rob Pennell run an offense. He is quite the quarterback. 6-4 for Team Moreno. Sam Apuzzo has been among the top 4 last year in Athletes Unlimited. She's high on the leaderboard again this year, and she'll be the first to tell you you need help from everyone to climb. Apuzzo going to the cage in the final seconds. She beats the buzzer.
You don't win or you don't have success without everyone. So like, no matter what point you've earned, you didn't earn that without your teammate helping you out, whether it's a ground ball or to get you to score or getting the draw to get an assist. Everything is relied on one another. So I think that part, people don't see it as much because a leaderboard is a leaderboard, but you don't get high on the leaderboard without the people behind you.
Sam Apuzzo began the day in the number 2 spot on the leaderboard behind Taylor Moreno. Shots-wise, Apuzzo's pumping up the volume against Taylor. The netminder's been terrific, though. 6-4 as we cross the midway mark in the 3rd quarter. At the top of the leaderboard, Apuzzo remains in 2nd. Dempsey Arsenal, the winner earlier today, Court, in the 3 spot.
No, you don't get to be a captain like Sam Apuzzo without knowing that the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and she handles it so well. She's so versatile, as we see. They've had success once she put herself on the draw control. She is a true competitor in every sense of the word.
Girardi comes up with the scoop. Back to 6-on-6 play. Fortunato wanders back out and then leaves it to the trailer. Taylor Moreno gave us the impression that Jamie Ortega would not return today. One of the high-powered attackmen for the team dressed in gold. Scotty Rose Growney feeds to Van Thoff. Halfway through the 60-second shot clock. Off the flip to Girardi. Gets inside. Ooh, that shot hit a defender. Ricochets around. Play on, say the officials. A sidewinder from Scotty Rose Growney that's too tall.
Another excellent save by Katie Glynn in goal. She's definitely had a change of events. She's seeing the ball very well throughout this 3rd quarter. That's been another huge benefit for the team in blue.
Fortunato hovering outside the 8-meter key. Her pass is an airmail for Girardi. That's a turnover. Those hurt. -8 when you cough the ball up on your individual stat line. 13 times now in the turnover category for Team Moreno. But Fortunato got it right back there on the ride, but she committed a foul in the estimation of the officials. Led today again by Lynn Bowers. Just 1:45 left. Team Moreno won the first 2 quarters, swept 40 points. 20 points in each quarter available. Moreno makes the save. In this quarter alone, you see it's 3-0 for Apuzzo. If it stays that way, if Apuzzo's side wins the quarter, they'll bank the 20. At the end of the game, the winning side gets 45 for all 14 on the roster. On the move, it's Huff. Apuzzo next. Around for North. Charlotte North. Miller staggered outside the 8-meter key. O'Donnell comes to fetch. Just about a minute left. 30 seconds on the shot clock. North, split dodge, fire. Fought off again by Moreno. 6 points for the goalie save. Cookie Carr, who's a member of the Board of Governors for USA Lacrosse. We're at their home headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. About 20 minutes north of Baltimore. Beautiful day today. Temperatures in the mid-80s. Nowhere near the blast furnace-like conditions we've been through in the first 4 days of Athletes Unlimited. Mccone off the split, makes a neat move. Shot clock's turned off. Scotty Rose Growney attacking from behind the cage. Simpkins there with her. Wood peeking out on Fortunato. Nimble attacker, switches to Growney. Fires that one wide of the goal, backed up by Mccone. Shot clock turned off, 13 seconds in the frame. Big face dodge, Mccone scores!
Big defensive efforts at both sides of the field. This offensive set was set up due to the great defense of Emma Trenchard and the nimble feet of Cookie Carr. And then it was a very big, belabored dodge by Lindsay Mccone right here. That quick change of direction, the big face dodge, no slides coming or in sight for quite some time. And Lindsay Mccone breaking the seal as this is the first goal that's been scored for Team Moreno this entire third quarter.
3-1 Apuzzo in the third frame with 8.5 left. Team Apuzzo closing in on those 20 win quarter points. Girardi and Apuzzo inside the draw circle. Speaking of draw controls, Mccone was top 4 in the league last week. It's one of the reasons why she's been able to climb some spots.
You know, Joe, we've seen a goal being scored in 6 seconds. They could score a two-pointer in that amount of time to equal things out.
You need the quick possession here as they fight for it on the ground. That becomes more and more unlikely. O'Donnell going as the horn sounds, ending quarter number 3. Sam Apuzzo's squad trailing in the game by 3, but the winners of 20 points for that third quarter victory. 3 points to 1, outscoring Team Moreno. We're about to go down the stretch. Never count Sam Apuzzo's side out. Never, never on ESPN. Gonna raise a rising tide. They've done that with the revolution of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 7-4 for Team Moreno. After 3 quarters of play, Team Apuzzo banks the 20, as you can tell right there. There are another 20 points on the line in the fourth. 45 points for the overall winner of the game. Folks, it's time for you to earn your points for watching today. If you are an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You'll earn your points. You'll move up the leaderboard. To get the app, download it today for free at your app store and get access to great Athletes Unlimited content and experiences all season long. Just past the bottom of the hour, Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. Sam Apuzzo's squad breaking the huddle court. What do they need to do to track down Team Moreno?
You know, Sydney Pareca said it best when she said have energy. As long as they have that fire, and Sam Apuzzo showed that after she scored her goal. She had intensity. She wanted her team to get going, and they did. After she scored, then Kerrigan Miller scored. But it stems with getting the draw, and I think they definitely have that in their favor when Sam Apuzzo's taking it.
In the inaugural season of softball, it was Kat Osterman. In volleyball, Jordan Larson. In lacrosse, Taylor Cummings. Cummings, who made news recently, retiring from USA National Team Lacrosse. We're leaving the door open, hoping that she may consider coming back to return to Athletes Unlimited in the future. For the here and now, this is Game 10. Second of 2 on this Saturday afternoon. Earlier, Team Arsenault, an 11-7 win over Team Johansson. 7-4 for Team Moreno in the gold. More draw possession, though, for Team Apuzzo. North settles. Charlotte North delayed shooting there as we just dip a toe into the fourth. Geyer's back. Took the relay there from her hero, her idol growing up, Sam Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo and Shannon Smith in particular, so influential on many. Off the big dodge fake, Apuzzo plays it on outside. Mastriani, two-person game. Apuzzo fires. That's around the frame and out. Had Moreno beaten long, ricochet to the midline. McPartland didn't come up with the scoop, and Apuzzo does first time.
Sam is just everywhere, coming up with ground balls, winning draw controls. Obviously, we see that she's challenging from a different spot as well up top.
Courtney, is Sam quick or fast, or does she just know where the ball is going? She anticipates so well.
Anticipates so well, but she does have a very quick first step. knows when and where to be.
Some players just have a knack to know where that ball's bouncing. Off the split dodge, Apuzzo worked over, bounces and fires. Moreno straightens up to make the save. Taylor Moreno has 11 more saves. She is routinely into double figures and stops. You do that, you win quarters, you win games. That's why you're #1 on the leaderboard. And after the game, when your fellow teammates vote you MVP, Moreno's name skyrockets to the top.
Those are the biggest way. Quarter-to-quarter wins, obviously statistically doing well, and then the all-coveted MVP points. 45 points for the first MVP, 30, and then 15 respectively, as there's 3 MVPs each game. Not necessarily for the winning team.
Van Thoff fires and scores! Van Thoff from the outside.
Taylor Van Thoff, she has such a long reach. She actually is another draw specialist. We see Jill Girardi getting the ball into her hands. That nice little pass created some space from the defensive players. When your hands are free, especially someone like Taylor Van Thoff, makes it very difficult to step up and make that save. And again, kind of a little bit of a screen for the people passing through inside of that 8-meter key. Makes it difficult, but look at how far she gets her arms up and away from her body. That's where she's able to create a lot of torque and power on her shot.
Van Thoff was very close to that 8-meter key. Was this a 2-point shot? Oh, that right toe is so close. If it's on the line, if it's on the 8-meter key, it would count as just a single-point goal. Right now, this is being reviewed at the timekeeper table, at the officials table. If it stands as a 1, it's an 8-4 lead for Team Moreno. Lindsay Mccone had the last goal at the tail end of the 3rd quarter. This one from Van Thoff, very close to the 8-meter key line. We're going to hear the ruling now from Lynn Bowers.
After further review, it is a 1-point goal. The ruling on the field stands 1 point.
Just a single for Taylor Van Thoff. Goals in 4 of her 5 games so far this summer.
As we take another peek from this angle. I mean, super close.
Is there daylight there?
Kind of looks like there is a little bit from that angle. I think that was the lone angle where maybe we could see a little bit of space. But again, 1 goal or a 2-pointer. Nevertheless, it's another point for Team Moreno in the gold jerseys as they extend here in the 4th quarter.
Former Patriot League Midfielder of the Year Taylor Van Thoff played collegiately at Loyola. We're not far from the home of the Greyhounds here in Sparks, Maryland. USA Lacrosse headquarters, ground ball, draw control for Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo's team has won 7 straight inside that circle. That's helped them claw their way back in the game. Mastriani busting it to the cage. Leave it back behind to Geyer's back and now settle in 6-on-6. A point in the contest when you might expect Charlotte North to take over. Her team trailing by 4. And Charlotte, of course, who can score from the parking lot with her shot. Potential 2-point threat. Apuzzo off the split. O'Donnell shuffles it off to Huff. 22 seconds to shoot. Mastriani was hit up high by Girardi. O'Donnell will flip it. North approaches. Charlotte North lets it fly. That laser beam is stabbed by Moreno. That was a 2-point threat from down under. The long clear. Picked up on the run. Mccone will push it. Find the open player. Good read by Glynn. She picked it off from her goal crease.
As we watch this shot by Charlotte North, a lot of power generated when she has that ball in her stick, a ton of whip. But Taylor Moreno in goal. Eyes are locked in. She seems to have her number.
She is as good as it gets this summer in goal. Taylor Moreno, there is no question. Every game she's factoring in into double figures in saves. She made another one there on North. Going to the split, now comes up with the ground ball and she'll show off her wheels. Moreno's clearing effort with a horn sounding. Cookie Carr slow to get up. And timeout was being asked for as Moreno ventured from the cage. All this with 6:18 to go in regulation. Cookie Carr gingerly back to the sideline there, goggles up, 83 in the gold. Team Moreno on top, a 4-point advantage as we go down the stretch. Team Moreno has the 8-4 advantage. We have just over 6 minutes left in the fourth. You see the score there divvied up into quarters. Team Moreno winning 20 points each for the first and second quarter wins. Apuzzo turning the tables, outscoring them 3-1 in the third. And up to the minute, Moreno has the lone goal from Van Thoff, very close to being a two-pointer that was counted as just a single. It's 8-4 for Team Moreno. And with Moreno making that save and clearing towards the midline, Team Moreno facilitator Nicole Flores said, you know what, let's take the timeout. That's what sent us off to break. Folks, the Unlimited Club provides great benefits, including voting on league decisions, interactions with players, signed autographed items, and a whole lot more. For a limited time, you can join as an MVP level member, and you'll also receive an exclusive Unlimited Club Lacrosse t-shirt. For more information, or maybe to join today, why not go to auprosports.com. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you, sharing thanks for all the men and women in our technical crew for their great efforts throughout the day and early evening. Coming up, Taylor Moreno has been a very, very busy cat in goal. We can have a look at her Geico defensive plays of the game.
Taylor Moreno, an excellent job of being a quarterback in the back field for her defense. She stands tall, holds her position well, has incredibly quick reactions. Her turning whenever the ball is changing its location. Excellent job as our defensive player of the game.
Courtney, whenever I ask coaches or scouts about Taylor, they say she's such an incredible competitor, and she has the athletic ability to make combination saves, second saves, third saves. When she gets locked in, like she has been for the past few days, she is awfully tough to solve.
She is incredibly tough. Already 13 saves today. That ties her for her most amount of saves so far in Athletes Unlimited. She did 13 on July 28th versus Team Arsenal. So she is already having an amazing rookie career, and we're not even halfway through season yet.
If memory serves, the single game record is 16 stops for a netminder in Athletes Unlimited. You see the leaderboard. Moreno soon to go over 900 points. This is cumulative now, so all the points that were accrued last week carry into today and this weekend's activities. The top 4 on the leaderboard at the end of play and at the end of MVP voting tomorrow will be the new captains. Monday night, 7 Eastern. You can watch the draft on YouTube, hosted by John Brickley. The captains will sort through and pick new teams. Fans can follow their favorites, find out where they land, what colors they'll be wearing in the week ahead. Sneaky shot by Scotty Rose Growney. Buzzed it right past the ear of Simpkins and Glynn.
Scotty Rose Growney, as we look at her set up this offense, she's such a smart dodger. She gives herself a little bit of space by dragging the ball upfield, and then she opens her hips to the goal. She saw that her defensive player, as you mentioned, Simpkins, was off of her a little bit too much. So if your hands are free and she has a better lane to goal, which is what she created for herself, she decided to take that shot. And she is not a stranger to scoring goals. At North Carolina, she amassed 151 career goals.
56 of them in the last season. Palms up there, fists up for captain and keeper Taylor Moreno. Scotty Rose Growney, who had the championship game-winning goal against Boston College a couple months ago, not far from here. Hallowed lacrosse ground, Homewood Field at the campus of Johns Hopkins. Apuzzo comes up with a draw control. She has been a maestro at that since the second quarter when she took over for Ali Mastriani. Right now, though, her team in blue needs to figure out a way to crack Taylor Moreno. 13 saves and counting for the outstanding captain in gold. Geyer's back, drifting in. Great catch there by Mastriani. It was checked out of her cross by Girardi, and there's a A flag coming here, a hold.
Ali Mastriani is going to get an 8-meter free position. Center of that key. Goalkeepers have been very dominant at coming up with saves on these.
Drive in or take the 2. She's driving in, and she scores! Mastriani.
Excellent job of having a quick takeoff off of this 8-meter free position. As we see Ali setting up for this 8-meter. She just gets a good start, takes off a little bit away from her stick, hedging away from that defensive players to her stick side just ever so slightly. And then ultimately she has to have quality placement as she's in tight, and that she did, sneaking one past Taylor Moreno.
A goal and 2 assists today for Ali. She had a couple of markers against Team Johansson back on Thursday night. Apuzzo prevailing in that one 12-6. Team Apuzzo gets Team Arsenal tomorrow on ESPN Plus at 1. Team Moreno against Team Johansson at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN Plus. Between now and then, an exciting conclusion. 5 minutes to go in this one between Apuzzo and Moreno. Apuzzo in the blue. Sam will deliver for Kerrigan Miller. As we drift below 5 minutes to go in regulation.
Joe, we talked about the keys for Apuzzo's team, winning the draw and getting quality looks at goal. Obviously, Sam's doing her job at the circle. Now it's just a matter of getting those feeds in tight or those hard one-on-one challenges.
Apuzzo looking to O'Donnell. O'Donnell weaving through the traffic, shovels and scores! A magnificent shot from O'Donnell.
Katie O'Donnell is such a consistent player, but she can also come up with some big plays just like this last one. As Sam Apuzzo is looking to challenge, getting the ball quickly into Katie O'Donnell's stick. She has a lot of time with the ball in her stick. Defense is all over her, but yet she still managed to have some patience in getting that Twizzler off with 2 defensive players on her.
Courtney, how do you get that much mustard on that Twizzle shot?
The whole point of getting your stick up and away from your body, adding that spin is what creates more power just than a weak offside shot. So she did exactly what she needed to, plus getting her stick away from her and around those defensive players, what was needed.
From goal cam, you see that one that just laced past Moreno. A couple of tallies in just over 40 seconds, and it's become a 9-6 game. Plenty of time left in regulation. An important draw control comes up for Team Moreno. Trenchard will switch the field now for Keira Pelton. No one in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history has more wins and win points than Keira Pelton. Stevens will take it for a ride, yielding for Mccone. Vanthoff with a quick check over her shoulder, seeing 3:55 left in the game, 30 seconds on the shot clock. First time in this quarter that Moreno's side has had possession off a draw. Fortunato, who's been quiet since the opening quarter, flicks that one inside. Vanthoff comes up. Scotty Rose Growney is next, playing a spot normally occupied by Ortega. Tried to go inside roll. We have not been given the official word on Ortega, who is missing, we presume, due to injury. Taylor Moreno broke the huddle at the start of quarter number 3 and told us that the high-scoring rookie from North Carolina would not be available in the second half. Stevens gone, card. That means player up for Apuzzo, trying to track down Team Moreno late in this contest.
And that is not going to help Team Moreno in keeping their lead. On the flip side, Team Apuzzo could capitalize on this player up situation for 60 seconds.
Courtney, you referenced this out of the rule book earlier, the dangerous propelling. That's what was called here. Lynn Bowers, Patty Kletcher-Porter straightening things out along the sideline, our officials today. How impressive has Apuzzo been there? 14 off in the distance. She averages in the last 7 games over 170 leaderboard points. Amazing why she has climbed so high, and this is the dangerous propelling here. Stevens with that flick. Ooh, look out, Lizzie Colson.
As we watch again right here, caught Colson in that left shoulder.
Molly knew it immediately. You could see Stevens' reaction. She knew it. The split second it happened. Made her way guilty to the sideline.
I don't even think she waited for the yellow card to be pulled out.
Guilty as charged. So here we go with 3:29 left. That's a lot of time. With a 60-second shot clock, you know if you're Team Apuzzo, you're going to have possessions. I don't think you have to fixate on a 2-point chance here.
No, they have time, and I think the energy has been in their favor. They've scored the last 2 goals, closing the gap. Plenty of time on the shot clock, but they do have range. They have players who can take 2-point shots. And number 1, Charlotte North. I'm looking right at her number.
So we are now being told from the sideline and from the boys and girls in our TV truck that this is a red card. If it is a red card on Molly Stevens, her day is through. Here's Lynn Bowers for the explanation. Lynn?
So when we wanted to clarify from the field official whether or not it was a dangerous propel or a dangerous shot, it in fact was a dangerous shot. So then what we look for is to determine whether or not it was below the knee or above the knee. Since the shot was above the knee, that warrants a red card that is a 2-minute non-releasable penalty.
Thank you, Lynn. We appreciate it. We've seen a couple of those in the early goings of Athletes Unlimited Season 2. This one assessed to Molly Stevens. Ugh. Up high and down quickly goes Lizzie Colson. So, bonus player up time. Kayla Wood brings it across the midline. An exciting final 3 minutes shaping up. Earlier today, Team Arsenault, an 11-7 victor over Team Johansson. Moreno with a great first quarter. Team Moreno a 5-1 lead at the outset in the opening 10 minutes. Since that time, Apuzzo's trying to catch up, and now player up, an extended variety.
Non-releasable at that. This is a big game changer for Team Apuzzo if they're able to put enough shots on goal.
Mastriani trying for 2, that's high. So this is one of those all-you-can-eat type setups. There's no release should they score. O'Donnell fires, she does, converts. Katie O'Donnell, back-to-back 2-goal games. It's a 2-point game right now. And still player up for Sam Apuzzo's squad on a 3-point run.
3.1 and back-to-back goals for Katie O'Donnell. We see the ball move quickly. Katie O'Donnell, as soon as that ball is in her stick, I like that quick move towards the cage and the nice release right here. Comes out of her stick incredibly quickly. Taylor Moreno not able to track that one right there. We see that she went low, almost had a piece of it.
Mira Shane and the reserves on the sideline for Sam Apuzzo, loving life. Every time that ball goes to 88 blue, Charlotte North, 2 and 3 defenders gravitate to her. She moves it quickly, and O'Donnell is the beneficiary. Very important draw now with 2.5 to go. Apuzzo against Mccone. Apuzzo pops it loose, and she gets the draw control first time on the ground ball. Sam Apuzzo's team in blue needs 2 to tie. There's still a player up off the red card foul against Molly Stevens. Geyer's back behind the cage with North. 2:15 to go. Mastriani has 2-point range. We know North does. Mastriani inside off the hitch. North recovering. They balance up the formation. Still player up for another 30 seconds. Mastriani tiptoes in. Turnaround. Alex Ost-Holman just missed. And that's her favorite piece of real estate there right in front of the goal. Apuzzo resets it. Mastriani delivers. North keep it hot. Bullseye! Geyer's back.
Charlotte North, we had mentioned all eyes are on her, but the unselfish player that she is dishes it out to the wide open Geyer's back, who is in tight around the crease. They have closed the gap to just 1. As the ball is shifting around the perimeter, exactly what you want to do in a player-up situation. Nice quick release before the defensive slide has gotten to her. Geyer's back right there, the natural lefty, closing the gap to 1. But as of now, they are leading the fourth quarter in terms of overall points.
Couple of helpers, Courtney, in succession for Charlotte North. 4 points each for the assist. Geyer's back, 12 for the goal. Sam Geyer's back, ripping the top corner, making it a 1-point game. And in the fourth alone, Team Apuzzo has the quarter lead, 4-2, as you can tell, bottom of the screen. Team Apuzzo won the third. They lost the first 2. So they're trying to get a split in that regard. Whoever wins the game, all 14 players on the roster get 45. 4 unanswered goals for Sam Apuzzo's team in the last 3.5 minutes. Player up still for Apuzzo, final 10 ticks. Draw possession. Again for Mastriani. Then to North, bolting towards the cage. Charlotte North running for cover. Apuzzo has it. Van Thoff and Girardi figuring out who's going to sub in. Now we're 6-on-6. North has room. She scores! This game is tied in a flash.
We said it prior to the game. You cannot count out Sam Apuzzo's team. She is a competitor. They got the ball into the ever-capable hands of Charlotte North. Ever since Sam Apuzzo put herself on this draw, they have been coming up with ball after ball, possession for possession. And right here, Charlotte North just firing that one away. That is 2 points at this point.
Watch the follow through. Is she inside? She planted inside the arc. That's not a 2. She's saying it's a 2, but she's planted here. The ball's not out. That's not 2.
Agree with you looking at that replay. But I'm not sure if anybody's going to be challenging at this point.
Scoreboard reads 9-9 in-house at USA Lacrosse headquarters. That is listed, if it's true, as just a single-point goal for Charlotte North. 5 in a row for Team Apuzzo. After Scotty Rose Growney made it 9-4 early in the fourth, Mastriani, O'Donnell twice, Geyer's back and North, and we are level. Draw control critical now. Another win for Mastriani. Going to the goal. Ali Mastriani forced back behind the cage. 70 seconds left on the game time. 48 seconds left on the shot clock. 2 unbeaten teams heading into play today. We've already had 1 game go beyond regulation. Won by Ali Kennedy in overtime. Apuzzo on the flip. Time ticking down to 47 left. Push on the outside. Possession for Sam Apuzzo's squad in blue. 9-all with 40 seconds to go. O'Donnell weaving her way in. Apuzzo for a passing lane. Finds Mastriani. Just bounced it wide. Backed up by Apuzzo. Still a threat. Apuzzo topside. Question mark. Fires. Score! Sam Apuzzo! A spectacular rally.
Sam Apuzzo, she is an absolute threat on this field, and she is captaining this team right now. Doing her signature move, we talked about it the other day with her, that nice little question mark dodge. It is unstoppable for Team Apuzzo right now as they have taken the lead. No one celebrates with more gusto than 14 in the blue. Just fired up to hug her mates. 6 unanswered goals in the last 4:45. They're jumping for joy. They're not out of the woods yet, though. 24 seconds left. Mccone needs to win a draw for Team Moreno in goal. Apuzzo is there trying to cinch this away for her side. 20 points on the line. Those fourth quarter points are all for Apuzzo. There's no doubt about that. Who's going to get the 45 for the overall win? They're going to award possession to Mccone.
15 seconds to go. Little is there. She'll shovel. Finds Scotty Rose Growney to the cooker. She scores! The hat trick for Growney makes it a 10-10 game.
A lot of action within these final few seconds of the game. Team Moreno battling for this draw control. They came up with a big one. An offsides call was awarded. That's how they got the quick restart. And then Girardi seeing Scotty Rose Growney down by the crease, and she immediately challenged on the underside. Very heads-up play. And that's difficult to score when you know you got to put this one away to bring a tie back.
Courtney, guess what? It's still not over. You think this is exciting? 10.8 to go. It's still not over yet. 10 all. Who gets the draw here? And if it's clean, does it turn out to be a fast break? Moreno's side ending nearly a 5-minute, 40-second drought with the goal from Growney. Off this draw, Wood there around the circle. Possession comes up in goal for Moreno. Girardi going to the cage against O'Donnell. Finds Fortunato. Time is ticking at the final horn. This game requires sudden victory overtime. High drama in the fourth. Miraculous comeback from Team Apuzzo. But Scotty Rose Growney sends us to OT in a moment. It has been a terrific game, back and forth. Look at that fourth quarter for Team Apuzzo. Trailing mightily at one point. The teams have split the quarter win points thanks to the Apuzzo terrific second half. But it's Scotty Rose Growney's third of the game that has forced overtime today. Let's show you the game tying tally on the business end of a pretty aspiration assist.
This entire setup right here was all because they got the ball right off of the draw. And you see cruising over, that was Little with the assist, the aspiration assist, the tying goal to send this game into overtime.
For every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration planting 10 trees. Heading into today, 750 were committed. And we thank Aspiration for their tremendous support, our official sustainability partner. Lindsay Mccone has had another solid game. Molly Little outstanding defensively as well. As we share the overtime rules with you now, with this score tied up at 10, they've given the teams one timeout now into overtime. The extra timeout, this is after play begins, it's sudden victory. First goal wins it over a 3-minute stretch. If we don't have a tally in those 3 minutes, then we would go to a potential shootout. To the draw circle with Mccone and Apuzzo, bathed in sunlight today. Beautiful day for a big game. We knew this would be a great contest. These two teams both victorious on Thursday, squaring off against each other in a back and forth, dramatic fourth. 10-10, next goal wins it. We are in sudden victory overtime. Can Mccone figure out Apuzzo inside the draw circle? Sam pops it loose. Little is going to win the control for Team Moreno in gold. They'll get the first offensive touch. Cookie Carr, veteran defender, legging it out of her own zone. Carr wanders to the offensive end. 6-on-6, 60-second shot clock. Mccone very deliberate now. 30 seconds into the extra time. She'll flip for Van Thoff. Taylor Van Thoff on the board early in the fourth. Mccone's been there a couple times. Here comes Girardi, the rookie out of Northwestern. Share the rock for Fortunato, who was the hot hand early. Fortunato on the sweep, fires! She missed it. On the short side there, backed up, closest to the ball, on a shot where and when it leaves the field. Regains possession. It's Scotty Rose Growney, who had the huge goal late in the fourth. Great stick check there by Colson. Lizzie took it away. Then field hockey style, she rolls it to the midline. Whistle. Shot clock violation had expired, so Sam Apuzzo's team in blue gets its first chance, almost halfway through the OT. Kayla Wood pawns it off for Ali Mastriani. A brilliant fourth quarter comeback for Sam Apuzzo. Can they make it come full circle right now? Sam Apuzzo shares for Geiersbach. Pelton is there defensively. Charlotte North, so crafty in the fourth quarter with some great helpers. She's been an assist demon in this game. Geiersbach, who's lethal from the left. North off the hitch, rolling. Picked up by Carr. Shot clock's at 20. 1 minute to go in the overtime. Apuzzo against Trenchard. The rookie against the veteran. North. Covered up by Carr. Split dodge from North. Tried the pass, it's deflected down. Only 3 seconds on the shot clock. O'Donnell heaves it towards the goal. It goes wide. Moreno takes over. 40 seconds left. They can have the final possession of the overtime. Moreno carefully on the clear. Ball down. Not carefully yet. Look at Apuzzo make the steal on the ride. Apuzzo comes up with it. 23 seconds to go. Sam Apuzzo fires, stopped by Moreno. Captain to captain right there. 15 seconds left, and Taylor's in no real hurry now. Looks like she might be playing to get this one into the shootout. Fourth ever overtime game in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history. 14 saves for Moreno. 2 seconds to go. Girardi at the final horn, and we hear the end of 43 minutes of play. 10-10.
If you look at these teams on the field, they are exhausted, but a win is on the line. You have to remember that Team Moreno is down 2 players at this point. Molly Stevens is out with a red card, and they have lost attacker Jamie Ortega.
Hands on hips. A lot of people need to catch their breath. So do we. We've played all the way through 40 minutes of regulation and 3 more minutes of overtime, and we remain tied up at 10 apiece. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 2. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you with Athletes Unlimited on ESPN. Here are the rules now as we head to the shootout. The coin toss to decide who shoots first. Then Courtney, 3 shooters each side. They have 30 seconds. They have to crank up the shot from outside the 8-meter key, as we will try to settle the winner now in this shootout in Sparks, Maryland.
And this is the very first shootout that we have seen in Athletes Unlimited. You know, think kind of a combination of a soccer shootout, an ice hockey shootout. Players having 30 seconds to attempt the shot outside of that 8-meter key. We just saw the coin toss happen on the field. So each team is selecting 6 total players, but if there already is an uneven number after the first 3 shooters, there's no need to continue on to the second 3.
So the 2 captains, Apuzzo and Moreno, called into the classroom by the officials. Ten all. There's Abby Jackson helping to coordinate matters. As the officials get things set, the captains exchange friendly handshakes. Earlier today, Dempsey Arsenault's squad an 11-7 winner over Team Johansson. It was Hallie Mae Girana, the key scoring figure in that game, 3 goals and 2 assists. Team Moreno has Team Johansson tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN+. Team Apuzzo gets Team Arsenault, 1 p.m. to start things on ESPN+. Before then, though, we are going to see the shootout settle matters today. If you're just tuning in, 5-1 for Team Moreno after 10 minutes. They were off and rolling. Courtney Fortunato with an early hat trick, 6-1 at the halftime break. It was 7-4 going to the 4th. And then it was seemingly all Sam Apuzzo's squad, roaring to take a 10-9 lead. They come all the way back only to see Scotty Rose Growney score in the last 20 seconds of regulation to force the overtime, which was scoreless. Taylor Moreno's save count closing in on 15 for the game, and she'll have to make a few more now with this game going to the shootout.
You know, things that you're looking for your offensive players, number one, to have range. You want somebody who can shoot a 2-point goal, plain and simple, outside of that 8-meter key. So very important. You don't need a finisher from inside tight. Somebody who has the range. So if you're looking at Team Apuzzo's team, you want to think Sam Apuzzo, Charlotte North, Ali Mastriani. On the flip side, Team Moreno, Scotty Rose Growney, Courtney Fortunato, and then Taylor Van Toff.
I agree with you. I think you got them. I think you nailed them all without even looking. I mean, that's who I would go with. Now, that I'm not the captain, I'm not the facilitator, but those 6 that you rattled off are the ones that I might like. So they've conducted the coin toss. Charlotte North has a ball in her cross. Katie Glynn and Taylor Moreno will both get down to the same end zone. They'll guard the same goal here. Charlotte North to begin matters. They have 30 seconds to let it fly from outside the 8-meter key. It has to be outside the 8-meter key. North leading off, lets it go, she scores! Charlotte North in the top of the first.
She didn't take a lot of time on that one. She was confident. She's an outside shooter. She knows it. Tremendous finisher from a distance.
Now it's Van Thoff to see if she can equalize in the bottom of the first of the shootout. Lets it go. Stabbed there by Glynn. First ever shootout in Athletes Unlimited lacrosse history. Advantage for Team Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo going to call her own number now in the top of the second round. The quick cradle, she lets it fly. Score! Apuzzo back-to-back.
I like how Sam changed up her location where she's shooting that ball.
So this is a must score now for Scotty Rose Growney. If Glynn makes the save, this shootout's over. She does convert to keep it alive. Scotty Rose Growney will need a third round. It'll be Ali Mastriani to shoot for Team Apuzzo in the shootout. The first 2 have found the back of the cage. Mastriani off the inside of the post. No goal. And now it all comes down to the last shooter, Courtney Fortunato for Team Moreno. This has to go to prolong the shootout. Fortunato fires and scores! We'll carry on. So now the remaining 3 shooters, they've identified 3. We're tied. And it's going to be O'Donnell in round 4. Has to shoot from outside the 8-meter key. 4th round of the shootout. She does score! O'Donnell beats Moreno. Pressure on the line for Katie Glynn. Lindsay Mccone trying to knot things up. Bonus time in the shootout. Mccone fires. Stopped there by Glynn. We will carry on. All 3 shooters in both the first round and second. This is Huff, who has shown overwhelming power with her left from here. This denied by Moreno. In the second shootout, this is round 5. Advantage still for Apuzzo in blue. Kelly McPartland toes the line and fires a high bouncer off the crossbar. And out. If Alex Ostholman scores, it's over. Team Moreno would not be able to tie if Ostholman scores. Ostholman lets it go. The bouncer that goes wide. So now, Courtney, if Moreno scores, if Team Moreno scores, we have this game end in a tie, and the teams would split the game win points. One final fling. Pelton lets it go. Stopped by Glenn. The win for Team Apuzzo. The game-winning shootout goal from Katie O'Donnell in a thriller. It required an incredible comeback in regulation. Then Glenn slams the door in the shootout for the win. For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Join us tomorrow over on ESPN+. Another set of doubleheaders starting at 1 Eastern Time. This one, as good as it gets in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Stay with us. SportsCenter is coming up next.